Last week on Knights of the Roll Table, Coach and Remara find help for Jabin and hide him within the city. Kishara reveals herself to be a Yuan-Ti and commands the group to recover the final curio, the Spiralite. In search of the curio, the knights head to the Bard's College and unwittingly discover Massimo Lionheart performing in a play.
Wait a minute.
Are you telling me?
No.
Massimo.
Massimo.
There's no way.
What the?
Massimo, look at me.
No,
I'm Bart.
No, that's not a thing.
Massimo.
Why are you guys calling him Massimo? I don't get it.
Hey, I'm Bart. They call me Big Bart
You don't have to.
because I'm big.
You don't have to pretend.
I'm sorry, you're Bart the Bard?
Big Bart, the Big Bard.
Big
yeah.
Bart the Big Bard.
Aren't bards supposed to be good at acting?
That is a common misconception. The bards can be good actors, musicians, they can be poets, they can be artists, sculptors, they can be lots of different entertainings.
But don't they have to be talented?
Oh, yes. Well, Bart is actually a bit of a musician, aren't you, Mr. Bart?
Yeah, hold on.
Wait, Remara, how do you know this man?
Yeah, why is my mom picking eyes at Bart the Bard? Whoa, oh, he does music. Okay.
Oh, that's.
I think it helps if you tune it.
You have all the things you need when there's a person that you love. Don't forget when the things you have are gone.
All right, that's good, darling. Thank you. I know you're
okay.
working on it for a long time.
Very good.
I will leave you guys
director-
to talk. You can have the theater. And she kind of shoos all the other
Coach, I
students
think
away.
this
Why
is
don't you
actually
guys go in the
Massimo.
other theater? It's fine, no problem. And they all kind of
Massimo was a bard?
I'm sorry. Did I do something wrong? I'm just not sure what's.
Look at me.
I'm sorry.
Don't you know me,
I don't think so.
Remara?
I'm Bart.
Friends
Big
old.
Bart, the Big Bard.
I'm gonna speak to him telepathically
Okay.
because, like, I don't want to.
All right. So in your head, Bart, you hear this woman, Remara's voice.
It's you. I know it's you.
Whoa! What?
Oh, she's doing the thing, isn't she?
Hold on.
Go with
It's
it.
easier.
She does the thing.
This is
Look back at her.
normal?
You saved me. Remember?
I'm sorry. I think you have the wrong person. I
No.
don't know who this is.
I know it's you. I can see it in your eyes. There's still a piece of you in there. What happened to you?
Well, it's a common song. I can play it again if you want me to see it.
Nope, that's okay. No,
Don't
thank
play
you.
songs anymore. Don't.
I'm going to take it. Here.
Okay.
Hold on.
It's a
I'm gonna-
regular sized guitar.
Are you telling me you got some kind of amnesia? Or are you just in denial hiding out like a big old scaredy cat?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what they said. They found me on the beach like a year ago, and then I've just been here. I don't really know anything. Oh, I had this stick, and it was in my pocket when they found me. It says Bart. I assume that's me. I think I'm Bart.
You see this
Do you
kind
know
of-
who I am?
This kind of
Yes.
pole, and it has an inscription. He shows it to you, and it has this inscription that says Bart, and it's cut off right at the T.
Oh. Bartleby.
No, I think
Oh,
it's.
good job, Coach.
Oh, my
Look at
job's.
that.
I'm just thinking.
Coach, make a wisdom check.
No, it was never that.
Well, that's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a natural 20. So,
Wow.
what was it? Wisdom?
Yeah.
So a 19.
So you pull out your rope that Bartleby gave you, and you notice on one end of the rope, it's got kind of like a little fused area, and there is a inscription, and it has this kind of signature logo that says Bartleby, and you kind of motion to
Give me
Bart's stick, and you kind of look, and it's the same signature.
Come here,
except
stick.
yours says Bartleby.
That's my stick. It's the only thing I own.
Well, you kind of see, like, they look like they're the same, right? Yours just says Bart, and then it's cut off. And then if I fold this rope back, you can see that it says Bart, and they have, like, the same, like, style.
Oh, so that's my rope.
No,
This might take a little while.
there's a little
What's-
man we know. His name is Bartleby. He makes things.
Maybe we discuss
Little
this
Bart?
somewhere we can get a proper pint.
His name's not Bart. His name is Massimo.
I know, but was Bartleby with you in the cave?
No, he wasn't with us in the cave, of course.
But would she recognize the stick?
Did Bartleby give you guys things? Was that normal for him to hand out things to you?
He gave us things from time to time.
So this is one of the
Gave
things
us
he
all
gave
kinds
you.
of garbage.
He gave me a stick.
He gave me a rope.
What
Gave me
does your
stones?
stick do?
It's a staff of protection.
Yes, again, this
Oh,
entire
gave him a cool
conversation,
stick.
I think, would be best served over a pint. And is
Staff of
anyone
defense.
feeling a wee bit
I feel quite rested, actually.
Me too.
Sarsa's feeling a wave of exhaustion, and you actually gain 1 point of exhaustion.
Oh
But she took a little rest.
no! I
Just took a little
short
rest, but it's been a long.
wee rest.
Also, like, have you ever tried to fall asleep in the car when someone you don't trust is driving it?
Hey,
Yes.
Vakia comes back in and says, "So you guys have met and talked a little bit. My darling, you look tired. Let me show you to a bed that we have. We have one of the dorm rooms, and you can have your fill of sleep."
I'm not that
And
tired.
she says, "I will take this one. Don't worry. Anyone else need to sleep? Need to get the sleeps in?
No, I'm good.
Jerik?
All right, I will
kind
take
of.
her. You as well. Do you
Yeah.
want to sleep together?"
Oh.
no.
All right, I will take you to separate rooms. That was a joke.
I
It's
believe they've
it's
done
a
that.
present joke.
That
Okay,
need to be a
let me
joke,
take you. Let me take you. And so she takes Jerik and Sarsa and shows you both to a empty kind of dorm room with some beds, and they're both furnished with sheets and everything. And it's kind of small, you know. It's only about 10 foot wide and 10 foot long, and
Sarsa literally, like, face plants onto the bed, like, arms extended, and is instantly snoring. Like, she doesn't even pull covers up over
all right,
her.
good. So Remara, Bart, the Bard, Coach, and Saeleas are left to their own devices. You can find your way outside if you want, or you stay inside.
Remara, Saeleas, come here.
Yes.
I have an idea.
Oh. I'm listening.
So, Massimo was like this really amazing like fighter, right? Mm-hmm. Remara, yeah.
Yes, of course.
That's what the statue said.
So, what if we try and like spark back his fighting instincts, and then that sparks the rest of him? Because that's all muscle memory. It's all still in there, even if his brain's gone.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
All right,
Can
I'm
I
gonna punch him.
Wait, just wait.
here we go.
No.
What? No, what?
Coach.
This kind of older dwarf with spiked armor, and he just kind of runs up like he's about to attack you. What do you do?
I say,
Don't think too much about it.
This isn't movement class,
Okay,
is it?
Make an attack roll.
17.
That hits. So,
Oh, was that good?
Coach, stop.
Is that the right?
He has
sorry,
a
I
really
didn't-
hard body.
Usually, if someone has amnesia, from what I've read, you'd want to hit them on top of the head, and maybe it would jog loose their memory.
I'm not trying
No,
to hit him. I'm
that's-
seeing if he can react to it.
Look,
Clearly, he can't.
let's try something else, okay?
Kiss.
You know what? I need to speak with
All right,
him alone,
Saeleas.
okay?
I don't know if it's
need
gonna
to-
help, but I'll try it. Come here, you big lug.
I need to speak with Massimo by myself.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Bart
over
just
here.
puts his hand down, like
I like that plan
holding
better.
back a 4-year-old.
Kiss. I don't know why that would
No,
even.
those
How would
two-
that help?
no, those
Coach
two-
and
How would that help?
Saeleas
Not
continue
you
to
and me.
argue as they're walking out of the theater, and we're left with just Remara and Bart, the Bard.
You don't remember anything.
I don't. I'm sorry. I don't know who any of you are.
Do you remember anything from before a year ago?
I woke up on the beach and I had a really bad headache, and these guys took us in. The Bard College, they took me in and they gave me a place to stay, and I've been here ever since. That's all I know. They've been trying to hunt it down and figure out who I am and ask a bunch of people, but nobody knows. The only clue was the Bart, which I guess it's Bartleby. So I'm big old Bartleby, the big old
No,
Bart.
that's not your
Bart.
name.
And Bart goes and sits down on a little ottoman that's also in the room.
It's okay, buddy. We'll figure it out. No, that's okay. They're new. They're new. They're friends. Yeah, they're friends.
Your name is Massimo.
I'm sorry. I did. Okay. What did I do?
You did everything. You were a fierce warrior.
And a dancer?
You were...
Tap and classical, or
No, look. You had the heart of a lion. Massimo Lionheart was what they called you. I called you that. And together we grew up. And we were... Look, you are needed, okay? There's got to be some piece of you in there that remembers. We just need to pull it out, okay? I've got some skills. I'm gonna try to retrieve it.
Okay.
She kind of reaches up, and he's a good 7 feet tall, and she is a good 5 feet tall. So she stands on this little ottoman, and then the ottoman starts going.
What?
It's okay. It's all right. We're friends. It's Roger. No, just fine.
And he kind of
Thanks,
like
bud.
raises up on his 3 legs, and gets a little taller. And now you can actually reach his face, and you kind of place your hand, splayed fingers on his face, but on the side, it's kind of touching temples, and you make a psychic connection with who you know is Massimo Lionheart. You're each going to roll an intelligence check. This is an intelligence contest.
Oh.
Between the psionic and Bart.
Yeah, you're going to add your proficiency modifier
Of
to this roll
intelligence.
of intelligence.
Right.
You want me to have that, Dan?
Got it.
Yeah, you do it too.
am 16.
6.
Okay,
Sounds about right.
Massimo or Bart,
Big Bart, the big Bart.
Big Bart, the bold bard, the big bard. You feel this kind of connection, and it's very cloudy at first. You feel a haze, and it's almost like the theater just goes away, and all you see is blackness and gray and clouds and smoke, and all you sense all of a sudden is water, and you just feel this, and it stops for a second, and stops again, and then you just hear, and stops again. And you see a flash of several images. You see a dark cave. You see several arms reaching out at you. Stop. Blackness. You see tendrils in the darkness come out at you. You see a flash of light. You see Remara's face. No! And then you see a flash of silver hitting another flash of silver, and then more water, and then the sunlight over top of you with sand. Look at him, he's on the beach. What's that? Who is that? And then he comes back, and now you're back in the theater. You've started to remember a little bit about who you are, but not who you were. I need you to add 1 level of fighter to
Okay.
your character.
Okay. I remember you. You were there right before I lost my memory. There was a thing and a bunch of hands and it like a fight. Maybe there was a
Yes.
fight.
Yes.
And then there was some water.
Right.
Okay, that's all I remember.
Okay. Well, that's a start. We're getting there.
All right. Well, what do we have to do?
We'll take it slow.
All right.
We'll just
Ooh, I should get a note from the director.
All right. So some time goes by. Sarsa presumably gets a long rest. The rest of you kind of explore the campus. You tried waking her up at one point, and she just is not waking up. She's just snoring.
Like punches.
Yeah.
Jerik.
Sarsa wakes up, and it's around dinner time now. And it's at the end of the first day that Kishara has kind of given you timeline-wise. So Sarsa has gotten a full rest. You guys have gotten to tour the campus a little bit. You saw a bad performance being rehearsed. And Remara has tried to tell Bart a little bit more about the life of Massimo from what she knew. And you've kind of gotten all this information and you're a little overwhelmed. And you just had dinner and it's the evening of that first day you've spent at the Bard College.
I swear, if I hear one more soliloquy, I'm going to lose it.
You know, for being at college, the beds here are mighty comfortable. How'd you get on, Jerik?
I'm better, but we're burning time, and we found a big, dumb bard fighter, so that seems positive.
We found Massimo Lionheart.
Yeah, so this is a guy with a statue. Like, what do we need a direction. What do you guys think we should do? What are we calling you, by the way? Are you Massimo? You go Bard? You go like Barsimo? Where are we at with that?
Bard's fine for now. I don't. I mean, I guess if I'm Massimo, you can call me that, but I go by Bart, so.
And you see Bart, as he's walking around, there's this little ottoman with legs that's kind of following him around and kind of stops every once in a while and just looks like an ottoman, and then all of a sudden it just starts moving again.
Are we good with that, or should I kill that?
No, that's Roger. He's with me.
How long have you had Roger?
Since I woke up on the beach.
Wait,
Was he an ottoman when you woke up on the beach?
Yeah.
And you're cool with that?
Yeah. He's like a friend.
You know that's a mimic.
We run lines.
Like that.
And Vakia is kind of in the periphery, and she says, yes, oh no, that is Roger. He has been with the college for a long time. We trained him, actually, to be a nice mimic. He is a nice one. He is very nice. And we trained him. We got it all the bad mojo. You can train anything, really.
I've had a lot of bad experiences with those things.
Oh, I'm very sorry about that, but this one is nice. We trained him to be whatever he needs to be, an ottoman or a little, something that you put up your music sheets on.
What does he want
music
to
stand?
be?
Oh, well, he just is whatever he needs to be, and he loves helping us out.
So he's your slave?
No, he can go. He goes off on his own adventures. That's just Roger.
Okay.
Isn't that right, Roger? And you see him just kind of like, he's just an ottoman.
That's right. That's hardly the biggest issue that we have to deal with.
Roger, if you are here not of your own volition, you can leave anytime you want.
I'm watching
Yes,
you,
I think
Roger.
that was established.
I'm watching you.
So, Saeleas, you do remember that being very learned, and you've been keeping track of the curios conversation. You remember that the third curio was the spiralite, and it is shaped as a spiral kind of ore. And when in the conversation with Remara on the way back from the falls, she mentioned that there was something very similar that Gusthorak, the Illithid, was wearing around its neck in that final battle that Massimo fell. Mm-hmm. So you think that this final thing would probably be somewhere in Darkwell where this Mind Flayer lives.
Yeah. I will relay all of that to all those people.
So you're saying we should go to Darkwell.
The super scary place.
Finally, I've been waiting for this moment.
Well, I don't know if it's a good idea, but if we need to get the spiralite, that is the most likely place for it to be. Remara, do you agree?
How do you feel about going back for round 2?
I don't like it. I lost a lot in there.
Oh, you got him
We
back.
got some of that back. You got this. Bart, you okay?
Mm-hmm.
You want to go do a cool act?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, is this like a paid gig or?
Yes.
Cool.
Priceless almost.
Well,
That's
I
great.
mean, we are in a bit of a break, so I'm supposedly Bart, if you want to go with these fine people. And that's what Mr. Flintspire, your dean, he said, for you to have this experience, think of it like an exchange student kind of thing.
Listen, I can put a good word in with Mr. Flintspire. He and I are rather close now.
Oh, cool. I need to get out of my PE class.
Right.
I keep breaking all the equipment.
Oh, I could definitely help you with that. We got some jump ropes, right? And they have
Lord, there will be no stopping him now.
you have the pull-up bars, and you got the bench presses. And
All right.
Yeah, those are
this conversation goes on. When would
Those
you
are
guys
all
like
really
to?
easy.
Would you guys like to head out that night or the next morning?
I mean,
I'm
Now.
ready to go.
You guys, I'm concerned. I know I'm usually the get up and go type, but he's not himself yet.
maybe going
he's not
back
ready.
and have spark some of those memories for him. You know,
They're not good memories. They're trauma.
it's the trauma that's made him the way that he is now. Maybe revisiting it will shock him back.
If anybody,
Listen, I've heard shock therapy is really effective.
Oh, I could hit him with a chromatic orb with lightning.
Maybe we should leave
these are all really
those
good
decisions
ideas,
to
you guys.
Remara. But seriously, like the clock is literally ticking. We gotta do it. We could leave him here, but
No.
like, the rest of us are gonna have to go look for that.
I'm
curio.
not leaving him. There's no way. But
All right.
we have to all agree that we are protecting him no matter what.
You'll see that he's like 2 feet taller than you.
He can't fight.
Bart,
Can
Yeah.
you fight?
could you play the role of Massimo Lionheart if called upon to do so?
Oh, I don't know.
Be a big
I
part.
haven't-
There'd be a lot depending on you,
Is
Bart.
there any
Leading man.
Are there any monologues? I'm not good at memorizing monologues.
Probably
No, it'll
not.
be
I
a-
don't feel like he was a big talker.
100%
Oh.
improvised, and you can be the strong silent type.
Oh, cool. Okay, sure. I could try that. Do you have,
Roger.
do you have
It'll look
sides
great on
for me,
your-
or
It'll look great on your CV.
We'll rehearse on the way over. Roger, you want to come?
And he immediately starts panting. And Roger jumps up into Massimo's hand and turns into a longsword.
Oh,
cool? Like this type of fighter? Like
And
Is
as
this
soon
what
as
he
you're
had?
holding a sword, or what kind of seems like a sword in your hand, you feel something you haven't felt before. And I need you to just make an attack roll.
greater than 20?
Okay, so there's a kind of a supporting post nearby, and your conversation. You kind of feel this sword in your hand, and it gives you a little bit of adrenaline. It's almost a little bit of a shock that he turned into a sword and jumped in your hand, and you just kind of swing your arm straight and hit this pillar, and it goes halfway in.
Oh, yes, boy, exactly like that.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Shouldn't do that to the support
no.
pillars. I feel like we should probably leave this room
All right.
now.
I think, yeah,
Roger
let's go.
bamps back into a ottoman, kind of falls back onto the ground,
that was cool.
You okay, buddy?
leaps up and turns into a backpack, and just gets on your back.
I like
I
it.
need one of these. Bart,
Shapeshifter.
I want you to think that revenge is your motivation. You have been wronged, and now you seek revenge against the sinister foes who have wronged you in the past, and you will strike
As you're
justice and
talking, a
vengeance.
couple of the musicians off to the side that have violins, they're starting to play this kind of epic kind of fugue. They're like, oh, hey guys, we can help him out. No.
Weston, add that in.
So kind of keep going, and you hear this violin music swelling behind you.
You feel in your heart of hearts that if you could only come face to face with the dastardly villain who struck you down, that you could exact your revenge and you would regain your memories and you would be victorious and all would be right in the world. Does that sound good?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Okay, so you convince Bart that it's time to go, and would you like to head out in the morning, or keep in mind that all of you guys have been up for the day, and then Sarsa has just woken up.
Perhaps you're leaving in the morning then?
We can sleep on the boat.
Yeah, but Sarsa's got to fly that boat.
But she slept already.
How far away is this?
Darkwell Cave, if you're going there, is about 4 hours journey in the airship.
Yeah, we can get a nap in there.
Well, I don't think we're going to get much rest when we get there. Is there like a town near?
There was
Ember, but that's not going to happen.
There's Queequeg, but it's further north, and it's another like 2 hours journey. As you're kind of gathering some supplies, Vakia kind of helps you, and she provides some bedrolls and some things that might help you with just like general kind of camping equipment. And she also goes to Bart and says, Bart, darling, I want to give you something because this is a great opportunity for your career, but I want to give you something that may help you just in case you need it. It only has one use, but here I would like to give you this. And she hands you this kind of little fuzzy talisman that's kind of like a foot of some kind, and it's on a chain, and on the chain it has this little gold kind of hook on it. And she says, now if you need some protection and place to stay in the night time or when you need a rest, you throw this down on the ground and it will turn into something that will help you and protect you, okay? When you and your friends need a place for protection during the night, but you can only use it once.
Okay.
You know you just gave this to Jeff, right?
Seriously.
All of you hear it.
No, I know, but you realize this is Jeff you gave this to, right?
Perfect.
He's going to find a way to use this in the middle of a battle.
The Aarakocra doesn't know it's Jeff. She's giving it to Bart.
Oh, I know. I'm just telling you as the DM.
I know. All right. Okay. So you head out that night, and you make your way towards Darkwell Cave. Ooh. It's a couple of hours journey, and as you start flying over the Scorchlands, you notice that Coach, you're really the only one that hasn't really seen this because it was too dark the first time you flew over it. The rest of you have kind of seen little remnants of the Scorchlands from your journeys. You've been there before, obviously, Remara, Saeleas, and Jerik, and Sarsa. You've seen it from little journeys and stuff that you've seen. And it's basically this kind of big wasteland, but it's not desert. It's a former war zone that has been from a great battle from years past, probably from this big battle from centuries ago that had Yuan Ti and dwarves fighting each other for location of the realm, and this is where a big final battle took place. And it has probably taken a lot of damage to the point where it just can't grow back. In the very middle of the Scorchlands, you see this kind of cropping of rock and dirt and stone, and it's coming up in a jagged triangular pyramid sort of formation, and there is a kind of a deep hole in the middle of it that looks like a cave. And you guys settle down your skiff. A bunch of sand and dust flies up in the air and settles back down, and here you are at the entrance of Darkwell Cave.
Hey, Remara, I know you had your reservations about coming here, but if anybody can give Massimo his memories back, it's probably good Thorak.
Yeah, we'll just see how it happens. I need to warn you guys. Some really bad stuff happened here before, and I have a feeling bad stuff is going to happen now.
As much as you can tell us, then we can at least try and be wary against it.
It's a mind battle. Your mind is at risk.
That is very bad news.
Jerik, you're going to be in the back.
Look,
Coach will be fine.
Yeah, I'll be great.
All right, so you head into the cave, and the first thing you notice after you get about 100 feet in is there is a drop straight down, and there is a tunnel that goes down. There's a little bit of reflecting light from what looks like a wet exterior to the walls in this tunnel that kind of burrows down, but it's a good at least 100-foot drop.
How did you get down here last time?
We had rope.
Don't you have like a magic gym rope?
I got a magic rope. I can make it do its ropey thing.
Hey, wait a minute. Before we really get deep into this, maybe we should split up these sending stones just in case something happens and we get separated.
That's a very good idea. I'll take one.
Okay.
All right, so Saeleas takes a sending stone.
I could also just fly you guys down if you want.
You can fly.
Don't I look like I can fly? Well, watch this. Who's going down with me? I can probably carry one person.
I'll take the rope. Thanks. Pass.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll take it. Let's go for a ride.
All right, Saeleas.
We've done this
Hop
before.
So the rope is only 50 feet, and it's at least 100 feet down. But in your packs, I believe you have at least 50 feet of rope. So if you combine the ropes, you can get enough of a line to tie to something and get it down to where it needs to be. Coach takes Saeleas down, kind of floating him down, and the rest of you just take the rope, or does anybody else?
I could make a return trip.
I'm not riding you, Coach. We can just. You
can
don't
just
even
get-
need the magic rope. We just need to go
I'll
down.
just hold
the
your
magic rope
burly
goes
body.
Up.
He would not be able to pick up Bart.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Bart's huge.
I don't know. This looks a little dangerous.
You can do it. Remember, revenge.
Your character could do it, Bart.
All right. I'll do it.
A few of you head down on the rope. A few of you float down with Coach.
Who specifically is coming with Coach?
Wherever Massimo's going, I'm going.
So Remara takes the rope. Jerik takes the rope.
I climb down a lot faster when Massimo hops on the rope.
Sarsa's gonna take
All right,
the rope.
but I'm just going to be watching you the entire time you're climbing. Just floating down with them.
Just giving
You know,
notes.
this is the folly of youth. As you reach old
Right?
age, you realize you can take the easy way. There's nothing wrong with it.
So Saeleas, you're down at the bottom while the rest of them are traversing
bad
down, and Coach is floating. And it's going to be a couple minutes while you're waiting for everybody. You notice about 20 feet away, there's a couple of these like big bubble-looking things, and there's some flowers. They're really pretty flowers. They're like purple. The bubbles kind of have this translucence to them, and they're scattered all around.
How
the cave.
big are these bubbles?
There's about like a foot in diameter.
Okay. And there's those and flowers.
Yeah, they're sprouting flowers.
Oh, the bubbles are sprouting flowers.
Yeah, it's kind of like this big
bad Jerik's
round
not down
dome,
there.
and there's a little flower that's sprouting out of it that has this sort of turquoise color.
I think Saeleas would want to investigate, but probably would realize it's probably not a good idea while he's by himself.
Okay.
Coach, come down here and look at these.
So the rest of you start making your way down, and you retrieve the rope. You say, let go, and the other rope that was holding on, the magic rope, lets go, and it falls down with the other rope that's not magical. You get your ropes back. You guys also see these big sort of dome-looking things with flowers.
The flowers?
The domes, the bubbles.
Remara, I'm assuming those are probably something really nasty.
Everything in here is nasty.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
You guys want me to ask them?
Yes. Talk to the plants.
Super fast. I'm turning on psychic focus, which just is it gives me resistance to psychic damage.
Okay.
Saeleas is going to go ahead and take a moment and cast
Mage armor?
mage armor using
right.
that staff of defense.
Mage
that he's
armor
got.
is cast. Jerik, are you talking to the spore plants?
Yeah.
Tell them I say hello.
Speak with plants with my last charm charges.
Hey, man.
Hey,
That is the proper spore voice for sure.
Hey.
what's up?
Hey, we haven't seen anybody for a while. You want
Yeah.
to come over and take a whiff?
What's good? Not really. What's going on down here?
I
what's
mean, there's
what
a
happens
bunch,
down here?
bunch of crazy stuff, man.
Yeah. Like what? Like
Hey, you should come hang out with us. I mean, like, we can make you feel real good. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. I hear what you're laying
Listen,
out.
man, I think you looked really stressed out, man. You just need to take a deep breath and breathe.
What's everybody else watching as I talk to them?
It's just Jerik is just leaning over this plant, this bubble plant with a and he's just kind of looking at it, and you're saying what you're saying, and you just see this plant. They don't hear the plant.
Is he saying it in common? Like
He's saying it in common.
Okay.
He's not speaking plant.
Yeah, no.
That's why I asked.
All right, plant. It sounds cool, but like, what else? What else goes on down here? Like when things get crazy.
My
like,
name's
the
Glaive.
people down here, Glaive.
Glaive?
Yeah, because I got these little things that come out. You know, I got like 5 leaves.
Nice.
They just call me
Nice.
Glaive. What's
I
up,
feel
man?
that. Yeah.
How's it going? Listen, I can make it worth your while. You know what I'm saying?
Like what do you have to offer? What are you into? What's
I mean, I'm just into like repopulating my species, you know.
Yeah, yo, I hear
I
that.
mean, you could carry
I hear
my
that,
you can
right?
carry
The
my spores
nature
a
of
little bit
life.
further up the tunnel. I'd be really grateful of that, man.
Ask
will.
him if they've seen a spiralite.
All right, well,
Does he know any truffles?
what's a truffle?
Little mushroom thing.
Like a mushroom.
Coach, you
They're
don't need to eat
super
anything
good.
else right now. We're
They're just
fine.
really good.
Hey, listen,
They go
spore
well on
guys. So,
creme
like,
brulee.
are there a lot of you guys around here, all throughout the cave, or just out here?
Yeah, oh yeah, there's a bunch of us, and there's a bunch of me's, and there's a bunch of Janae's, and there's
Janae's?
there's a bunch
Janae
of
cool?
Janae's right over there. What's up, girl? How you doing?
Oh, hey, Janae. What's up?
How you doing, big and tall and dark and handsome?
Pretty good. Nice to meet you. What
You
want
want
to
to come over here? You want to
I
come
don't
over
know,
here? I
do
got
I?
something for
Jerik,
you.
I feel like this is taking a long time. What do they say?
So
Could
you
be
see
very
Jerik
important,
talk to
Sarsa.
plants. Is there a time limit for talk to plants?
45 minutes.
We only have
And
5
that is the
days
episode.
total. I think we only have 4 days left.
I think it's like 10 minutes or something.
That's a lot of time.
Is this his specialty? Is talking to plants?
It's a bit of a
Is this a thing,
it's a bit of a
adventurers
recent
do?
talent that he's acquired.
Oh,
But
okay.
dang it if he isn't
speak with
taking
plants.
advantage of it.
Honestly, we're not really sure who's actually talking to him. Let's be perfectly honest here.
It's entirely possible.
Sometimes he'll do this thing where he's like, oh, I can read all these languages, and you'll be hearing something in perfectly clear common, and he'll go about translating it to you.
I
It's
didn't
like,
know they were speaking common, okay? I speak that in addition to other things.
I speak many languages. I just never
So
had a
you-
chance to use
Anyway,
it.
I want to quickly assess,
1
like, is
minute
Janae
left.
dangerous? And then
Well, how
see if-
close do you get to Janae?
well, it's speaking distance, first of all.
I can't hear you, Mr. Jerik. You want to come on over?
No, listen. Hey, what can I do to convince you guys to let my friends through and back for today? Without like, killing any of us.
Oh, we don't
we could
kill.
trade
We don't kill
something?
anybody. We're just plants.
Right. Cool.
So I mean,
yeah.
y'all can just
You guys are right.
walk through. You know, that's
Safely.
fine.
We need to be able to get in and get out, and
I mean,
maybe-
there's enough of a wide berth
Mm-hmm.
where you can get through these dome plants without touching any of them.
I don't like the way these plants are looking at me. Burn them, Saeleas.
Nope, don't burn them.
we're wasting time, Jerik. If they've not given you any important information, I suggest we continue moving along.
Whole thing is
Jerik,
unsettling.
ask them if they've seen a spiralite.
Have you guys seen a spiralite?
I don't know what that is, man.
Figured. All right, cool.
Do they not know
I mean,
what that is? If not,
It sounds cool. It sounds
it's a
trippy.
spiral-shaped mineral. Tell them that.
We just kind of live here. I mean, like, we don't get to move around a lot.
All right, well, thanks for hanging out, you guys.
Hey, it's cool, man. You sure you don't want to, like, just kind of pull that flower a little bit?
maybe
Just-
a little bit later. I'm
give
gonna
a
check
little
that
boop.
out. It sounds rad.
It's
but,
real
like, we
rad,
gotta keep
man. You
straight
should
for a
try it.
little
You should
bit.
just pull that flower.
Oh, I will
It
think
smells so
about it.
good.
On our way out, we'll do that.
All right,
you
then.
guys
Okay,
take
we'll
care.
catch you on the flip.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
guys
guys.
definitely do not pull the flowers, and I do not trust Janae over there. So just like I don't recommend
You
you
look
get close to
over
that
and
one.
it's just this other flower with a bubble. Hello, Knights of the Roll Table. This is Chris Daly, your Dungeon Master for Season 2 of the podcast. You know, we don't do any advertising of this show, and we're relying on your help to get the word out. So if you like what we're doing, if you want to support us, if you enjoy the show, please consider taking a minute to leave a rating and review on whatever podcast service you're listening to. We will read the comments on the announcements and give you a personal thanks. Like this one from Stone 2908 191408. I hope that's not your social security number. He says, he or she, I don't know. Says, haven't been able to play D&D because life has been getting in the way lately, but this podcast really helps fill the void and make me feel like I'm playing with my best friends again. Love it so much. Stone, numbers. We hope you get to play some D&D soon, and thank you for the 5-star review. We really appreciate it. We like to feature great resources and creators out there, and this week we're talking about 2-Minute Tabletop. 2-Minute Tabletop features over 200 battle and environment maps you can use in your RPG campaigns, and even on Roll20. Ross McConnell is the artist behind all of these, and they are gorgeous, and the colors look awesome, and they have a ton of variety in settings and textures, and they are super affordable, like some are $1 and some are just free. You can't beat that. Check out 2minutetabletop.com to see more. You can follow me at ScribbleMonkey on Twitter. I do all of the art for the show, and you can hire me to do art for your characters. And you can reach out if you have any questions or want to talk D&D stuff or DM stuff or art stuff. Weston's Patreon, Make My Anthem, is up and running, and we've featured some of the music you can get from it in the show. It's something you can use in your D&D home campaigns or in your actual play podcasts. Check out the links in the comments. Visit our Instagram at Rolled Table for original art for the characters done by yours truly, how-to tips, and photos of the cast. That's at Rolled Table on Instagram. Check us out on Twitter at Rolled Table as well, or use the hashtag Rolled Table to help us get the word out up at the show. If you have any feedback or questions or want to put an ad on the show, contact us at knightsoftherolledtable@gmail.com. We know we're not the only D&D actual play podcast out there, so we really, honestly thank you so much for listening and giving us a chance. That's all of our announcements. Now, go out and make life an adventure, you guys. You travel for a couple more, for a good 6 hours. You take a few breaks, you travel on, and it's about where you would probably want to take a rest of some kind.
Does anybody have any idea what time it is? It's awful dark in here.
Do a survival check.
Everybody.
Roll survival.
14 for me.
13.
21.
15.
Coach, your body is very attuned to the routine, and you know that based on the time when you left, it was already kind of late evening, right after dinner, and you got there, and it was super dark, and you have been in the cave for a little while, and it's kind of like right around 1 a.m. around that time. At this point, after about a couple hours of traveling, like when you got to the cave, it was around 1 a.m. After a few hours of traveling, it's about dawn, and you guys are pretty tired.
I can tell my circadian rhythm is out of whack. We might need to take a little bit of a break.
Okay, sounds good. And I'll
Seems
pull
reasonable.
on that foot.
So Bart pulls out this kind of fuzzy talisman, and this little
Is that a foot?
sort of dome, this little hut pops up. And you have Leomund's tiny hut in front of you. And it is a 10-foot circumference dome that up to 9 people can get into. And it is whatever shape you want to make it on the outside. It is opaque. People can't see inside of it. But on the inside, it's great. You know, you can build a fire or whatever you want to do.
Coach starts stripping down.
Coach, wait, we're mixed company.
Did that come out of a foot?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
magic makes no sense.
All right.
Oh, yeah, but you can talk to plants, and that's fine.
What's the shape
I'm out
of
of
it?
charges now.
What does it look like on the outside? You can make it look like anything.
It's a
It
geodesic
looks
dome.
like a box.
Bold. That seems up Bart's alley.
Black box theater. That's where he's most comfortable.
It's just a box.
Okay.
Like a cardboard box.
Yeah.
Very creative, Bart.
right.
Good job. Everybody get in the
Great.
box.
So you'll get in
What's in
what
the
looks like a
box?
box, but on the inside, it's this kind of big, 10-foot high, 10-foot wide dome, kind of a dome.
We should probably take turns keeping watch.
Aye.
Does anybody want to run lines with me?
If you stay up, I'm used to, my husband is an actor. I'm used to doing that. If you'd like to take first watch with me, we can run some lines.
All right, great.
Really fast, or maybe in the morning, I'll give him another little blast to his face.
Okay.
Why would you put it that way?
Coach will give him a blast to his face.
Yeah, I'll say we can only do that about once a day.
Okay.
So
do it in
it's
the
still
morning.
kind of part of the day. So everyone gets some sleep except the first watch is going to be Bart and Saeleas, and I need you guys both to make perception checks.
Perception, that'd be a 19.
13.
A couple hours go by. You hear some what sounds like wind, kind of the tunnel air. Nothing really out of the ordinary. Who's going to take second watch?
Tunnel air. Coach will get up. I'll take second watch, you guys.
Coach,
Go ahead.
your turn.
Go back to sleep.
I'll take second
Okay,
one.
so Coach and Remara take the second watch. Both of you roll perception.
19. Because not much is
24.
happening conversationally during this time.
Everyone's
24?
very tired.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
We're just perfectly silent for the next 3 hours.
Some
Just-
silence goes by for about 2 hours, and then you hear this very faintly.
Coach,
I
there's
hear
something.
it. I know. I hear it. Just be quiet. Maybe it'll go away.
It's not gonna go away.
What are you?
Could Get your weapons out.
Where is it? Oh, do I see anything?
You
is the
can
sound
see
coming
through
from?
the dome. It's very dark because there's no light on the outside. Other than some of the bubble plants are creating this sort of iridescence. There's a lot of iridescent fluorescence
I do
here.
have dark vision.
Some like
And you do have dark
lighting.
vision. That's right. And you do not have dark vision, Remara?
I
I think we'd established that from last time.
All right, I'm
So-
going to peek my head out.
So you can see through the dome.
Oh, I can.
Yeah, you can see through, but they can't see in.
Still
so
gonna poke my head
what
out.
you got? What? Do you
very
poke your head out?
Coach.
Yeah.
Okay. So
What's the worst thing that could happen, you guys?
From how far is your dark vision reach?
60 feet, I think.
Okay.
That's standard.
So you look out in the direction that this little skittering is coming, and you see these large worm larva creatures, but they're pretty big and yellow and ochre, and they have multiple legs with two little black eyes, and there's two of them, and they're kind of making their way. One of them is on the wall, and one of them is on the ground.
And I can't see them.
You cannot.
Okay.
You just hear them.
So they're two big centipede-looking things, and they're waiting there? They're kind of
No,
walking.
they're coming towards you.
They're coming at us.
But not in a like a
They're just walking.
threatening way. They're just coming towards you.
They're freaky looking. I'm just going to pop my head back down.
Okay.
You really can't see them? They're pretty big.
Shut up.
You can see right outside the dome. They come right up. Coach, make a survival check.
Survival.
See if you know what this is.
9.
You don't really know what this is, other than you've heard of things that live underground that are big and gross and nasty.
It's like a big bug.
One of them is on the ground, and it comes right in front of you and stops, and it keeps moving.
Yeah.
And then the other one is on the wall and kind of follows it.
I think that was the right thing to do. We're just going to let them pass on right by.
That's right.
All right. Your watch goes on. Somebody wants to take the third watch?
Yeah.
Be aware
Okay.
there's weird yellow creepy centipedes.
Oh, awesome.
They're
Okay.
gigantic and gross.
Coach is already asleep.
Jarek will take the... Coach falls asleep. Jarek takes the third watch.
Sarsa.
And Sarsa will join him. Okay. So I need you both to roll perception checks.
I do not have
That's
dark
going to be
vision.
a 14 for me.
Taxons,
18.
Manimorphs.
Time goes by.
So what I don't understand though is so that means that you were fancying a lizard lady.
What? Well, Snake Lady, and she cast a charm on me. Anybody can be charmed when they don't expect
Hey, but
it
you
to be
obviously, I
coming.
mean, you met up with her alone.
She didn't look like you're being a little bit judgmental. If
I'm
I'm
not
into snake
judgmental, I'm
ladies,
just
then I
trying
could
to
be into
wrap my
snake
head
ladies.
around
But I
it.
didn't know she was a snake lady any more than you did.
Oh, yeah, you can just rub your feathers right through my hair. That's totally fine.
Oh, you're talking
yeah.
in your sleep again.
No, they won't mind. I don't care. Interspecies is
All right.
cool.
The rest of your watch goes by, and you don't hear or see anything unusual. You get a full... not full, long rest, and you wake up, and the dome has kind of fizzles away, and you move on.
How much time has passed since our 5-day time limit began?
So you're on day 2. So you guys continue on. You have some food that you've kind of been given from the college, the little stores, and you kind of move on. There's a couple hours go by.
Do I reroll my Mace of Switching?
Yes.
As a new day has gone by?
Yes, new day. So Remara
anytime-
lets you know that getting to where Gus Thorak was from the entrance of Darkwell Cave was about a day and a half journey. So you're about halfway there. You guys start getting into a place where there is a kind of bioluminescent green glow along the sidewalls, and this moss is all around, and it creeps up the side, and it kind of comes in waves and goes away, and it comes back, and it's creating this kind of green glow around you, and it's quite beautiful, even though it's completely dark. For those of you who don't have dark vision, this is helping you see a little bit, but when there's no glowing moss, it's very hard to see.
You gonna say hello again, Jared?
No, out of charges. Okay.
As you walk a little bit further, you see a couple of small little mushrooms, and then the mushrooms start getting bigger, and then eventually the mushrooms start getting to be the size of a small animal, and then in the distance you can see ones that are as tall as you.
Oh boy.
And you're making your way. The cave is about 20 feet wide, but it's only about like 10 feet tall. So it's kind of a shallower area, but it's a pretty wide area. Bart can still, you don't have to duck.
Small.
Yeah.
Oh, were you gonna do the thingy?
So
Hand on your face.
before you guys head out, yeah, Remara does another sort of psychic mind
Face
meld
blast.
kind of thing, and both of you roll a intelligence roll and then add your modifier.
7.
8.
So you try to make a connection with Bart, and you place your hand real hard on his face, and all you see, Bart, is you're kind of seeing images of the college, and you're seeing like your first rehearsal class, and they're like, yeah, you can come in our play, sure, you can join the band. Maybe you shouldn't be in the band. and it goes away.
No, I didn't get anything that time. I'm sorry. Just the same from the college.
He's slightly more Barty.
No.
You gain 1 level in Bard.
Not Bard, just Bart. He's slightly more Bart.
Okay. So you guys move your way on. I need everybody to roll a nature check.
7.
17.
11.
13.
15.
10.
No, sorry, 14.
What did you roll, 15?
15.
Okay, so Saeleas and Coach.
Hey.
Coach knows this through his research about natural fungi that provides nutrients and things that you can eat and things to avoid in terms of things you can eat, because there are certain fungi that are actual sentient. And Saeleas knows this from his book of the realm that actually talks about underdark creatures. Which you are now officially in the Underdark. Congratulations. Remara kind of told you, like, this is considered the Underdark. And Saeleas knows these are known as myconoids. And
Myconoids?
upon kind of close,
Myconites?
they're kind of fungus creatures, humanoid creatures, but they have fungus sort of attachments and bulbous kind of like mushroom, kind of sporish kind of features. You notice upon closer inspection as you're walking by very slowly, they are all appear to be hibernating.
So he would know that these are sentient
Beings.
I believe these are these myconoids?
I think so.
That's fascinating. Oh, they're asleep. That's such a shame. I'd love to speak to them.
Are you guys
Are these
walking
something
through
that we
normally, normal speed, or
No, we should be very quiet. These guys can be a little bit territorial.
so?
Polite speed.
Let's have
I
everybody
think we're
make
trying
a
to be
stealth
stealthy.
check.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Well,
18.
I rolled the same thing twice.
Yes, you did.
13.
10.
15.
12.
I rolled a crit.
Hey.
Super stealthy.
All right.
Where did Jerik
Double
go?
crit? Oh, no, you have your mithril armor now, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, you're fancy.
All right. So, without any disturbance to the myconoid colony, you make your way through, and all of them stay hibernating.
We so stealthy.
I have always wondered what
And
they
then Jen
taste
says
like,
that,
though.
and they all wake up.
The
I
DC
didn't
was
say
the
that.
DC was 9 or above, so you all made it.
Did I sound like Sarsa?
All right.
You always sound like
You
Sarsa.
get to the point where at the end of the second day's travel, you're ready to kind of bed down again. You could keep going if you wanted to. It'd be a bit of a journey. You'd have to take points of exhaustion if you kept going, but it's about a half day's more travel if you wanted to keep going, but it's about time to take a rest.
I had no idea it was going to be taking this long. Like days, we're journeying for days down here, Remara?
Yeah, it's the Underdark. It's not the above dark.
Clearly, spent a lot of time in
At
caves.
dark.
Is anyone else worried that if it's taking us this long to get in, it will take us this long to get out? And perhaps if the 5 days will have passed and that evil woman will start killing people again.
Not much we can do about that, though.
In my experience, there's always a little door that takes you back further in the dungeon.
Is that a
and
thing
then
that
it
you
opens up.
remember?
No.
I have read about that in books, though. That does seem familiar.
Yeah.
That's
Often
probably
adventurers
not as
run into that.
common in
Yeah.
like actual
I read it in
Underdark.
some Elder Scrolls.
Maybe there will be another moose.
I do believe there was a similar thing in one of my favorite books, The Halfling.
Well, just in case there's not a little door behind the final thing, we should probably hustle as much as we can because we're going to be cutting it close.
But
I
it
think we
won't
need
make
to settle down.
But it won't make a difference if we meet up with the big bad nasty and we're all too tired to properly fight him.
Exactly.
All right, I'll go
It's-
ahead and take first watch then.
Ramara, it's another half day.
About, yeah.
I think it's reasonable to take one more sleep then.
All right. So Coach is going to take first watch. Anybody else joining him?
No, you guys can rest. I should be able to handle myself.
I'm gonna no. That's,
Okay, so Coach and
Remara,
Remara.
come on, Remara.
let's just sit in silence again.
Coach and Remara will take first watch, and I need you both to roll perception checks.
15.
20.
Night goes on, and you're sitting in silence.
Hey, Remara. Oh,
There's something.
I hear something too.
Get your stuff ready.
Do I hear what direction it's coming from?
Yeah, it's coming a little bit to your left.
It's a different sound than before.
From where you guys have traveled, but there's a couple of caves that sort of weaved in and weaved out. So there's different ways that somebody might have like double backed and like, come the same way that you guys came.
Is this a different sound than the night before?
Yes, it's not a skittering. It's a more of a thumping, a loud thumping.
Well, you hear that? It sounds like something big.
Oh boy.
All right, Remara, it looks like you might have to just get to the side of the wall.
I want to hold it.
Oh,
No, I want to. Give it to me.
I want to.
get to the side.
I mean, I can just take him out if you want. Oh, wow.
So, Coach, with your dark vision, you see a singular humanoid creature, but it is massive, large, hulking. And it doesn't appear to be wearing a shirt. It kind of has a loincloth with some leather pants. And upon closer inspection, it has 2 heads. And you see this.
Weston knows what this is.
Tasty.
Big fangs on each one of its head, kind of some face paint, and it's holding a big tree branch, like a trunk, mace of some kind, but it's sort of like very natural. It's like,
Oh, give me the mace. I want to hold it.
No, it's mine. It's my turn.
They're going to see the group, Remara. You head back. I'm going to hold them here.
Are you sure?
Just trust me. It'll be great.
Oh boy.
Hey, uglies!
Hey, who said that?
I mean, you don't have to insult. I'm right down here.
Hey,
Hey,
look at the little man.
look at me. Now look real hard.
Boys, look at him. He's a little dwarf man.
A Kalika. I'm going to expend 3 charges to turn back into my giant subterranean lizard.
oh gosh,
God.
okay.
Stay away from the mouth.
All right. All right. So,
Saeleas.
Coach, all of a sudden, turns into this big subterranean lizard.
Saeleas sort of rolls over in his sleep and has like this just bad, uncomfortable feeling.
Yeah, are we still asleep or?
I was asking Remara to head back.
Don't eat me.
Okay. So Remara heads back. It's up to her if she wants to wake people up. Coach, I need you to roll initiative.
Ooh.
Would you wake everybody else up, or
No, I'm gonna wander to like halfway between Coach and them, and then just be ready to like be the sort of second.
I rolled a 0.
You know what? On second thought,
It's just initiative.
to
There's like
myself-
2 of us. It's
Yeah.
fine.
all right?
There's sort of 3.
Oh, well.
2.5.
I'm just trying to buy time. That's all I'm doing.
All right. So this hulking, 2-headed, giant-looking creature comes up and says, oh, let's have a little fun. He turned into a skittly lizard. And it's going to swing.
I'm as big as they are right now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a huge lizard.
Oh, good. Something to fight. Let's hit it with me axe. And he pulls out its axe. And it's going to attack you 14.
AC. Hits.
The battle axe. Okay. That's going to be 19 damage. Cuts into your hide. And then it's going to pull out its kind of trunk mace that it has. A 17 to hit.
Hits.
And that's going to be 10 damage. Smacks you on the head. Yeah. All right, it's Lizard Coach turn.
Lizard Coach is gonna use multi-attack. Yeah. So that's 16 with my bite.
Yeah, 16 hits.
16 piercing damage, and the target is grappled.
Oh, okay.
Or I guess I'll swipe at it with my tail first, because that makes more sense. So I'll swipe at it with my tail as well. No particular order. It's fine. 12 to hit.
That just hits.
12 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, didn't like that, did you, Moors?
I didn't like it, boss. Say stop it. Give me the X.
And then Remara, back at the camp, you're kind of in between the camp. You see Coach has turned into his big lizard form, which you've seen before, and this big two-headed creature is fighting. What do you do?
I think I'm like assessing that this may be more difficult than I thought before, so I'm gonna telepathically wake these folks up and then.
Okay, what do you say in their heads?
Get up! There's a two-headed thing. Get up, everybody!
What did Coach do?
All of you hear this voice in your head.
Yep. And then, how far away am I from the dude?
At this point, you're about 30 feet.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a mind thrust.
Okay, go ahead and roll initiative for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 19.
Yep. Okay. All right. So you're gonna do a mind thrust.
Yeah.
Great,
So
okay.
they have to do an intelligence saving throw.
Do they get advantage on that because they're two-headed?
No, because they're dumb. They rolled a 10.
Okay.
Do you have advantage on perception checks?
I guess that makes sense.
Because they're two hits.
Two heads are bad.
And that's 6. Yeah. So that hits.
Okay.
Is 11 psychic damage.
All right.
Oh, my head. What's in our heads? Hey, get out of that.
They kind of swat around a little bit.
And then, do I get a bonus action?
What's your bonus action?
My precognitive hunch.
Okay.
As a bonus action, I open myself up to receive momentary insights that improve my odds of success until my concentration ends. Whenever I make an attack roll, a saving throw, or an ability check, I roll a d4 and add it to the roll.
So you've turned on precognitive hunch, and you'll have a d4 for your next roll. Okay. I need everybody else to roll initiative, please.
Coach has them grappled right now.
Okay.
I rolled a 3.
Okay.
21. 21.
21. All right. Sarsa.
For all of our international listeners.
21.
Bart.
13.
Okay, Saeleas, why don't you go first, and then Sarsa will go.
All right, Saeleas is
Give you a
going
second.
to, as he's sort of shaking off the fog of sleep, is going to use his action to put on mage armor, which I assume at this point would have expired. So anyway, so mage armor, and then I'll go out towards the fight.
Okay. Sarsa.
Sarsa's going to.
You see Coach as a giant lizard, and he's fighting a two-headed giant.
Yeah,
not
she
a lizard
recognizes
again.
him as a lizard because of last time. Otherwise, she might have mistakenly attacked him. So we're good there. And so instead, she's just going to go ahead and. How far away is the two-headed giant?
Right now, it's about 45 feet away from you.
Okay, so too far for me to get up and do a melee attack. So instead, she kind of like runs so that she's like over near where like Remara is, and she'll do her little sacred flame.
Okay.
So that means the two-headed dude needs to make a dex save.
Okay. It's a 20.
It's a 20. So yeah, then they're gonna be successful, and that sucks. But I'm also gonna go ahead and use my charm of extra attacks, and I'm gonna use that to go ahead and pop off a little crossbow, and that's gonna be an 11 to hit.
That misses.
Well, then I've been really effective this
So
round.
this sacred flame goes flying by and is like, ooh, pretty. And then a crossbow goes by.
Well, it would come down from above, but it just...
Okay, yeah. It has a little trouble. It's kind of dark, and the sacred flame seems to kind of dissipate. It's very, the dark atmosphere in here. You haven't quite found the connection to Saloon. Is just waking up, and
Yeah, there's no moonlight in the caves.
yeah, so it's a little hard to make that connection. Bart, you are up.
All right. Bart goes through his training as a bard.
Oh, no.
And he goes, I don't know what to do. And he goes, yeah. And he casts Shatter.
Okay.
He just wails on his very small fiddle that he has. And
Okay.
he casts Shatter.
All right.
Sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point you choose within
I'm
range.
gonna hit Coach too.
Yep.
Must make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
All right.
10-foot reading.
To be fair, he wouldn't know that he was the giant lizard.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
you just see a lizard fighting a two-headed giant. Okay, it rolled a 19, or a 16 plus 3 is 19.
And I only rolled 7.
I need 3 d8s. 4, 12, 13. So 13 or 6 if it's saved.
Okay, so it takes 6 damage.
13 damage.
This is thunder damage.
Thunder damage.
Okay.
You big thunder.
We've got a couple of little ones that we can play with over there. Let's finish off this lizard.
Yeah, fine.
And then for my bonus action, I'll go, Remara, I just met you, but I think you're really cool. Bardic Inspiration.
So now you have 2 inspirations you can use. Sarsa, you look up, and just as you are looking up, you see this black shape kind of coming down towards you, splaying out some sort of webbed sort of tentacles, and it comes down on top of you,
Oh, well, that's not...
and
Cool.
it is going to try to make an attack. This thing, as you look up, it rolled a 13.
Let me just double check. My AC is 16, so that's gonna fail.
So it kind of falls next to you.
Just a black thing with tentacles?
Kind of. So what you see that lands next to you, it kind of looks like a squid. You're from the sea, so it has this kind of pointed triangular shape with several yellow eyes and these sort of ocular tentacles that come out from the side. This is what you see land next to you.
Cloaker.
There's some kind of squid thing near me, and it's really gross.
That's right.
Kind of looks around and it's making some gross noises.
Gross.
Another one falls down and it's going to try to attack Jerik. And it's going to make an attack. Ooh, it rolled a nat 20. That's 25.
Against armor class?
Yes.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. First of all, 9 damage, bludgeoning damage, and it attaches to you. It is engulfing your head, and you are blinded and unable to breathe while it is on you.
Did you double the damage?
Oh, that's right.
Was it critical?
Yeah. What did I roll? What did I say, 6?
You said 9 damage.
Oh, 9 damage, that's right. So add an extra 5. 14 total damage.
And you're blind.
And you are blinded and cannot breathe. This thing is on top of your head. Its tentacles are kind of wrapping around you.
What a nice way to wake up.
You literally just woke up, and this thing is around your head.
Like, what's that? What's that?
And
The lizard's coach in the head. And
And a third one is going to drop down and try to grab the giant lizard.
Okay.
It's gonna try because it's a thing.
Bring it on.
It rolled an 8, so it misses. It kind of
misses.
lands next to you.
Flop.
Just kick it off.
And then the Etten, who is grappled by the giant lizard, is like,
Oh, it's one of the pointy things. Oh, we'll eat those for dessert.
still struggling a little bit. It is its turn. Does it? Can I roll a?
If you can either attack me or use its action to try and break the grapple.
I'll try to break the grapple. Strength check.
DC 15 strength.
15.
You break out.
It's pretty strong. All right, so this big two-headed giant kind of breaks its arms open. Jerik, it's your turn.
Okay. Well, thing on my head.
Yep, there's a big thing on your head.
Giant squid.
It says so you can try to make a strength check to try to take this thing off of your head.
Well, you might have to rule on this, but I think my instinct would be to like put my hands to my head and Eldritch Blast it. With 2 strikes, which is a ranged attack, so.
Can you do that if you can't see?
Disadvantage,
You
yeah.
wouldn't need to see. I mean, I feel like I could find my head, so I wouldn't rule.
Yeah, it comes out of his
But
hand.
it would be more that like, can I do Eldritch Blast at close range?
Yeah, sure, why
It'd
not?
be like this.
You can do it, but it's you roll attacks with disadvantage.
I think it's gonna be disadvantage because you can't breathe and you're
And you're trying not to.
it's not
see
so much that you
yourself.
can't
It's not like
see
it's a
it.
breath weapon. Fine.
It's a
Can he gain the concentration to actually?
2
Yeah.
blasts at disadvantage. Spell attack is plus 8. So first one, that's a critical fail. All right, so that one will probably do something terrible. Second one, be dot goes on the bottom.
Yes.
9 plus 18, so 17 for the second one.
All right. So the first time you blast where you think kind of the top of this thing is, but it's actually kind of like right where your head is, and it's one of those things where like when you hear a noise and you hear this, and it's just kind of like you blasted yourself and you have this ringing in your head, and you're like and you blast again, and then and this thing disentangles itself from your head and plops on the ground. So it's off of your head, but you also have kind of a ringing in your head. So for the next turn, you have disadvantage on any attacks.
Yeah, take that, squid head sucker.
Okay, Coach. Lizard Coach, you're up.
Coach, Lizard Coach. I'm gonna go after the Etten again. So, gonna jump on him with a tail attack. So that's a 19.
19 will hit.
Whippy whippy. And it's gonna take 12 points of damage from the tail. And then I'm gonna try and bite him. Ooh. Yeah, that hits. 24.
24 hits, yeah.
And he's restrained again.
Oh, okay. Okay, the Etten is looking pretty rough. You see that. All right, top of the round, Sarsa, you're up.
All right. Sarsa is going to say, "Oh, well, this has turned into a proper party," and she's going to cast her spiritual weapon, so her anchor will show up right next to her and just fling it down on the squid dude that just attacked her.
Okay.
26 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Nice. And then that's going to do 11 damage.
All right.
And then she's going to go ahead and also do her Sacred Flame on it as well. So
Okay.
that'll be a Dex save.
Okay. 16.
Jeez.
16. That's it saves.
Okay, so it kind of skitters to the side.
And that's my turn.
Does it take any damage or
Nope.
half? Okay. All right, Saeleas, you're up.
All right, Saeleas is going to.
Then Remara, then Bart.
Saeleas is going to cast Firebolt at the double-headed giant over
Okay.
there,
Yeah.
and that's a 7.
Do you get advantage because? Oh yeah, I mean, because he's restrained, right?
You get advantage.
Still a 17. I rolled a 10 twice.
That'll hit.
Okay. So. Firebolt! 13 fire damage.
Describe your victory.
The firebolt leaps from Saeleas' hand and hits the giant thing right in between both of its faces, and they suffer some horrible burns and die.
All right, so Saeleas.
I kind of lost my steam.
All
on
right,
that
let me embellish this a little bit. So Saeleas goes firebolt, and a flame of fire shoots out, and then it hits right in between the heads at kind of a weak point. It goes, and it falls down. The axe goes ching, ching, ching. With all of the large slam against the ground, the skittery dark mantles just kind of slosh off into the shadows. Gross. And they have hid themselves, afraid of the fire that just lit up the entire cavern, and you are left with the body of the Etten that has been defeated.
Take that.
Coach is gnawing on it. Trying to rip off an arm or something to eat.
Coach, remember, you're a person, not a lizard.
Intelligence of 2.
All right. Well, good job.
Can you
Saeleas.
get so dumb that you can't change back?
I don't know. I'm unaware.
So that was during the first watch.
I just had yet another thing eat my head. So, you guys want to get some more sleep, or what are we gonna do?
Well, I'm awake.
Yeah, I don't know if I can go back to sleep after that.
Bart, you fought. You did something.
I just played my instrument.
You did well, boy.
It still counts.
Yeah, that's what we learned at the college. It's fun.
It was a nice song.
Thanks.
And Bart, because this is the first time you've really had the kind of adrenaline rush of battle, you actually remember seeing these two-headed monsters before, and you don't know where it's coming from, but you remember the size, and you remember fighting something like this, and a rush of images flood in your head. You see the two-headed monster like swinging, and then you see kind of like a first-person shot of an arm kind of blocking it with a large sword, and you see like another rush of water flood past you, and then you see a face, pale gray, with tentacles coming back, going, and then you come back to where you are. You gain another level of fighter.
Ugh, gross.
Get this fighter off of me.
All right. We'll say the rest of the night goes by without any kind of incident, and you all get another full rest, and it's the beginning of your next day. So you guys get a full rest. You move on, and as you're going, you kind of have a choice of going left or right. You see caverns kind of going into a series of caves. You can go to the left, you can go to the right.
What does our mystic think?
Well, I've been down.
You've been down here
both
before.
Of those.
Yeah, so you went to one of them. You guys went, last time you went here, you remember going to the left, and you passed by a small kind of citadel which belonged to these gray, ashy, white-haired dwarven creatures that you know as the Duergar. And you had to kind of make your way through them, negotiating with them. They're not necessarily hostile, but they're not terribly friendly. So you go that way. You haven't gone the other way.
Let's go to the right, you guys.
Should we go to the right?
Well, if she says
Same.
go to the right,
All
we go
right.
to the right, right?
All right, we'll trust you.
Yeah.
So you go to the right. You kind of make your way further. It seems to be mostly just a straight series of caves. There wasn't any kind of sense of any further Duergar settlements, and you make your way further on, and you see as you get a little bit further in, 4 or 5 hours in, there's more and more moss and kind of green luminescent moss. The air gets a little bit more damp. You start to hear the flow of water, faint at first, and then it gets louder and louder.
Right, well,
it's
that's
the
what you
sound
wanted, right?
of
Just
flowing
water?
river. You see a chasm in front of you with a thin bridge made of the natural rock that spans across. It's only about 5 feet wide. On the other side, it's far away, but those of you who have dark vision, you can see that there's a series of jutting out stone from several places in the rock, and on the far end of this stone, you see a series of rock kind of jutting out from the ground, and there are platforms made of this rock that are in the distance, and on the platform, what looks like a rocky throne, sits a dark figure with 4 tentacles hanging from its face.
Remara and Jerik, you probably can't see it because you got wimpy eyeballs, but there's a feller on a throne over there.
Okay, thanks.
I think he's got some seafood on his face.
And in all of your heads, you hear,
It's about time.